Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. India is going through an extremely difficult time. At HT, we wish for good health and safety of one and all. The second wave of COVID has taken all students back to online learning and increased their screen time for their entertainment as well as leisurely activities. Our children are most vulnerable now than ever before in this wide open digital world. We are seeing some extremely disturbing facts and numbers about children being the target of cybercrime. Cyber safety education provides students and teachers with the knowledge and skills they need to stay safe in the online environment. Education leaders are doing their part by providing virtual workshops on cyber safety. CBSC has also come out with a 98-page handbook on cyber safety, amongst other efforts. Research supports that cyber safety is now an important subject and will need regular learning programs in order to establish the importance. Is online safety a shared responsibility of both parents and educators? Is one virtual workshop enough? What cyber hygiene to adopt? Where and when to start? How much knowledge is enough to be a vigilant digital citizen? To answer these questions, I have with me a panel of esteemed experts who will give us a detailed understanding of cyber safety education in students. It is my pleasure to introduce all of you to our guests, starting with Ms. Napinai. Ms. Napinai is an advocate with the Supreme Court of India and founder of CyberSathi. Ms. Napinai has conceptualized and authored an awareness program on cyber safety for children. Welcome, Ms. Napinai. Ms. Neeti Bhalla Seni, Executive Principal, GEMS Modern Academy. Dr. Bhavna Malik, Principal, Lovely Public School. Ms. Rita Sahu, PGT Computer Science, Montfort School. Ms. Mamta Sanjog Rao, parent to a teenager studying at Podar, Mumbai. I'm glad that you could all take out time to join us for this discussion today. Coming back, I see that Bhavna ma'am, you've joined back. I'll come back to the question that I had for you, Dr. Bhavna. I'm taking a cue from what Neeti ma'am had said. She spoke about, how they had created a robust program touching upon various topics for students, the role that teachers were playing. And she did touch upon a bit about, the parents also were required to play a certain role. So my question to you is from there, do you think there is enough awareness among students on the need to protect themselves against cybercrime and cyber frauds, or it is just, one of the subjects that they think is getting pushed to them? And what is the role parents are playing here as well? Over to you.
I'm very much agree to what ma'am just said, that the children and these young people, they have a greater ability today to adapt or adopt the digital devices and innovations, and they are better than us. And I agree to ma'am that we need to be more friendly with these children if we want to educate them. They are not going to listen to us if we feel that we can overpower them. Of course, there are many constraints. Like for 1 year, we people are having the digital classroom for the students, and although we are teaching our children that what are the basic cyber rules which the children should follow. For example, like what I feel as a parent, because right now the parent is a teacher, because teacher is on virtual platform, but the connection is now between the parent and a child. So we need to strengthen, as a school we are doing it, we are strengthening the relation between us and with the parents. Like what we are doing is that we feel that the education must include that the knowledge should be understood by a parent also. The
Sure.
parent should also have the correct kind of information. If he has understood, he will be helping a child to understand better. There are a lot of friends are there lots of people are there. So we usually tell our children and parents to advise. The parents can advise, they can help the children to uh, choose the online friends safely. There are lots of sites are available. Every day some new gamings are coming, and we need to educate them. Usually we educate our parents and our children also, because once they are on this platform, they have all kind of the sexual abuse also, they have the cyber bullying also. Few people are giving them some kind of financial aids also. So first most important thing which I usually teach my parents and children is to ask them that they are not going to share their names or their identity on this screens. So this is really important, because as an advocate of Supreme Court, ma'am must be saying the same thing, that these are the things which need to be more cautious. And we are taking the emotional kind of the seminars also, where we tell them that you keep on informing and discuss with their friends or family. It is not important if they are not comfortable with father, and if they are comfortable with mother, they can do it. We have even created a room in our school where our counselors are sitting, and beyond counselor there are a few teachers also, and they don't even have their cameras on, and the children are also advised not to I mean, they can keep the cameras off, and then they can share their problem, so that at least, while if anything, any kind of annoying or uncomfortable situation or activity or occurrence is there, they just can discuss, so that we can check on that, what kind of the thing is going on in the life of a child. There are a lot of things, I don't know how much time has been given to me, but what I will say, that the children have to be taught that if any minute they are feeling any kind of the threat, they need to address that. They need to discuss with their parents, they need to discuss with with their teachers, so that it can be sorted out. And we also have, I just wanted to share with you an incident, if I have a little time. Sometime, the children have lot of brain. So what happened, one of the child, I won't take the name of the school or the child's name, he learned a lot of things. He is just in class 6, so he never knew. But what he did, he sent a letter to his father only, saying that he needs some money, because he thought that this is the nice way. So he asked that letter has been sent. He starts sending more letters. So now what happened, when the police intervened and tried to search, they searched it, that computer was in the at home only. And when the child was asked, he said, I just have learned something new, so मैंने सोचा I'll experiment that thing with my own parent. So these are the small things usually happen, and we all can educate these stories to other children, so that they understand, okay, this can happen, and we have to be more cautious. So this kind of the things, the parents and teachers can discuss among themselves. And then with the, as Neeti ma'am said, that we are only there to put our trust in them. They can build, we this trust only can help us to understand our child better, and they share with us better.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And I really appreciate and really like the concept that you laid out about, how students can, in an anonymous way, speak to the counselors and teachers in a very anonymous manner, which is not face to face. Yes, yet there is confidence that they will get the best advice from, the school. And of course, I totally agree. And like everybody else, students need to keep their parents also informed, because if there is anything, parents will come to their support and rescue immediately. That's, I think, one very important point that all students must note. Dr. Bhavna, the question is for you, and I would request you to just maybe take 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, to answer that. Teachers are often target of cyberbullying, memes, fake accounts, etc. as well, and the perpetrator is often a school student. Is there any way schools have evolved a mechanism to safeguard teachers from cyberbullying from your experience? If you want to, briefly tell us about it.
Yes, because this whole year, as I said, it was a platform where the teachers were teaching online. And it usually happens that sometimes some students who are very notorious, they give their passwords or something to the other children, or no, not children, but of other school or some other person. There could be some parents also, anybody could be there, and they enter. And we also, with the help of our computer teachers, we also develop a kind of a software from which we try to identify that who is doing it. And we caught a few children also, because you are right that these children are very smart, and they try to do the bullying, I mean the teachers also. So we have taken many kind of seminars also, and the basic thing which we are teaching them is the sense of responsibility. We teach
Sure.
them that if you want respect, you need to give the respect back. And the seminars we even have taken about the other things also. And we told them to avoid this situation, they must keep their personal informations, birth date, location. They should not share it. Second important thing, we told them to keep their codes little bit, usually they keep it their names only or date of birth only, which can be hacked easily. So we taught them to use the stronger passwords for their computers, or and these kind of the things through which we are trying to save our teachers. Although the children are children, and only with the love and affection and with teaching, we can only teach them to be more respectable, more generous, and more genuinely they attend uh, this internet
Absolutely, ma'am.
activities.
Thank you all. This has been an enriching discussion. I think it is time to rise up to cyber hygiene and etiquettes for children. And as we see, it is clearly being established as a subject of ongoing learning. The takeaway for students is think before you click, think before you connect. Instead of saying no to technology, say yes to cyber safety. It is important to have prior knowledge of trends and methodologies, as Ms. Napinai put it, being used to commit such crimes. This could save us from being victimized or unknowingly being a perpetrator of cybercrime. Children, you must pledge to have an online discipline. Thank you all for sparing time to join us today on this very important subject of cyber safety for students. I'm sure there has been a huge learning for all of us who listen in to us today. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay indoors.